Thank you, John. Hi, Pam. Yay, you're back. Awesome. Yay. Transformational Tuesday, take 2. Sue, how are you? Are you good?
I'm good. Getting ready.
Okay, good. Marianne, I'm happy you're back.
I know. I'm going to try and learn all these things you keep talking about.
So, do you, really, what things would you like to know about? Or you're just kind of diving in, getting to know what we're doing? Yes. Is there anything specific you would like to know based on today's practice? Can you hear me okay?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Is there anything specific you would like to know based on practice that we had today together?
No, I want to be able to connect when you say like downward dog, what it is I'm going to do next. Because I don't always know what the term is. I just follow you with,
right,
looking at you. And then,
right,
like you said, it kind of throws off your balance.
Yes, I hate that.
Right.
But I know, I understand completely, but it's kind of like an initiation, right? Whenever we do something new at the beginning, it's always a little uncomfortable, a little cumbersome. And we just have to walk through this together.
Right.
And we'll get there. I promise. Okay. We will.
Okay.
Be patient, right? Be patient with yourself. Enjoy the process. It will be amazing how soon you pick up pose names, right? Right? You pick it up soon.
Right.
And I use a little bit of Sanskrit, and I don't use a lot of Sanskrit because I think for me, when I started doing yoga in my 20s, I felt so intimidated by it. I felt like maybe I didn't belong in the class because I didn't know Sanskrit. So I just felt intimidated, and I never wanted to feel inaccessible to any of us, right? There are Sanskrit words for everything we do. I do bring them in every now and then because they are a part of this amazing yoga practice. But I never want us to feel like we have to know them. I will never say the Sanskrit word without the word in English. We don't have to memorize our Sanskrit words. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just enjoy the practice. Laura, I'm happy you're here. Laura, you requested 60s music for cardio last week, and I had a playlist ready. And I think we danced to some 60s music, didn't we? Yeah. So you missed it.
Well, then we'll just have to do it again. But I've been busy, and I missed you, and I'm here. So
I missed you too. Yeah. It was super fun, but we will be dancing again tomorrow. Cardio yoga on Wednesdays. It kind of seems like we've just kind of started dancing.
Good.
Sometimes you just want to dance on you want to dance on a Wednesday. Come to Get Set Up, and we will dance on Wednesday.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have John. John is our Get Set Up TA today, and he's admitting everyone into the class. Thank you, John. John is here for all of your needs. So if you need, ask any questions about registering for a class, if you need help navigating the website, John is your guy. So don't hesitate to ask John questions. As people are still popping in, I will share my screen. Whoops. Yoga for beginners. I love this class. This class is not just for beginners, right? This class is for anyone who wants to become more confident in their poses, in their practice. Anyone who is, after time, we have to switch up. Maybe we've had an injury, maybe, I don't know what, but maybe you're in a different phase and you have to adjust and learn how to do that pose in a different, safer way. It's just a class. It's very interactive. I will mute all in case there's background noise, so it's not interruptive, but this is a very, very, very interactive class. There's dialogue going on. How's this work for you? Do you see my hand here? How does that feel? Let's try this. You get it? Like, we're just playing with our poses, grounding, getting familiar with them. And so that when we come to the mat, you know, we'll have a couple more poses under our belt so we can sequence through with a little bit more confidence. We're going to we start our practice with a pranayama technique, just to kind of ground us into the moment, bring us into our bodies, have some body awareness. It's kind of nice. Yeah, we break down poses and we find the correct cues and modifications for each pose for you. So it's really a great class. And I am clicking, but nothing's happened. Oops, whoops. Okay, everybody close their eyes for just a minute. I don't want you to get dizzy because I always do for this. Oh, well, something's missing. Okay, I will unshare because I know the slides. All right. Like I said, we have John with us today. So thank you, John. At Get Set Up, we learn from each other, especially in this class. It's awesome. If you are comfortable having your cameras on, it really helps me get a pulse of where you're at and modifications and different cues that you could possibly need. So if you're comfortable, please, please, please have your camera on. If not, that's fine. Please know that if anything is you don't understanding something, you're confused about something, something isn't feeling good to your body, please, you can put it in the chat box and John and I will be monitoring it. But if John and I aren't seeing that on a timely fashion, I beg of you to unmute yourself and quietly say, Christina, what about this? Because your question could be what other learners are wondering as well. And we all learn from each other here. And there are just no bad questions, right, about this practice. So we just want to make everyone as comfortable as possible to ask as many questions as you'd like. I'm Christina, your guide for today, Yoga for Beginners. Yay! I'm from Long Beach, California. It's super sunny outside. That's why I'm taking it inside today. But I am a certified yoga, spin, and what else do I do? Yoga and spin and something else. What is that? I don't know. Maybe that's it. Massage therapy. Anyway, I just got done teaching a spin class. Tai Chi? Oh, breath work. Yes. I don't teach Tai Chi, but I love Tai Chi. I actually encourage everyone here to take their Tai Chi class. The instructor is amazing. I am super passionate about health and wellness, and I love, love, love doing what I do. I want each and every body on this face of the planet to be living their best lives, right? To be living connected to their mind, body, and soul, being the most authentic version of themselves they were meant to be. So that's why I do what I do. And I believe that yoga is an amazing avenue to bring us to that state of contentment and fulfillment and connected to our divine selves. We are live streaming. So everyone say hi, live streamers. Hey, live streamers. Hi. We would love for you to register for a class and join us live. So that way, if you have a question about a pose, you can ask me and we can break it all down for you. All right. So what I need to know before we get on the mat is I need to know if there are any injuries that we're nursing, if there are any doctor's notes that you can and cannot do's. You can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. And during the class, hi, Madge. Hi, Laura. Hi, Linda. I'm so happy to see everybody. Yay. So fun. All right. So no one's saying anything, but listen, if we're doing something and it doesn't feel good, you're going to let me know, right? If you need a modification, you're going to let me know. Okay, I can take my glasses off. We can sit in a comfortable seated position on our mats. Is anybody going to practice today from a chair? So our props don't have to be fancy. Oh, one last thing. Get Set Up doesn't get paid to promote any props. So yoga blocks are a great prop. I'm going to talk about wrist wedges today. But I literally have a folded blanket. I will put it down and sit on it. And that way my glutes are elevated. Takes a little pressure off your hip flexors. If your knees hang out up here, no worries. Take a pillow, a block, blankets, and support your knees. And for everyone who's new with me, just a little housekeeping. I've been teaching yoga virtually since the third week of March in 2020. And not one person has been injured in my class because I'm very particular about cues and modifications, right? But what I found really helps is that I have my computer and my camera right here. But above, I have a 40-inch TV. So I can see everyone really well and be able to see if there are modifications that need to be made. So I'm so happy that, gosh, it's been a year and a half and not one injury. So if you see me looking up, that's what I'm looking up at. Okay, Henrietta, glad you're here, sister. Hands on your thighs, sit up nice and tall. Let's do a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and exhale it out. Ground your sit bones into your mat. Begin to stack your vertebra. So oftentimes our shoulders are rounded over and our head jets forward. So right here, we'll just begin to sit up taller. We will roll the shoulders back and down, engage the core, and then slowly draw the neck back like a double chin. So the neck is more in line with the spine. On your next inhale, lift the head off the neck gently, energetically, and begin to feel the space created in the side of the neck and the top of the shoulders. Now we say this, if I was to give yoga homework, this is what it would be: to stand or sit tall and mindfully, stacking our joints and growing tall. If it's comfortable, gently close the lips and connect to our Ujjayi breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. Begin to slow and deepen the breath. And just notice the breath rising and falling in the body. Feel your sits bones on the mat. Feel your palms on your thigh. On the bottom of each exhale now, engage the belly a little bit more, drawing the navel into the spine, activating your core. Roll the shoulders back and down once again. I don't know about your shoulders, but my shoulders always are creeping up if I'm not mindful. And just smile from the inside out. You are on your mat on Transformational Tuesday, truly making a difference, transforming your minds, your bodies, and souls to be more connected, stronger, healthier, more mindful. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And slowly exhale it out the mouth. Gently blink open your eyes. Draw those knees into the chest and let's rock side to side. So today in our strengthen and stretch with slow flow, we talked about working on our plank form. So we're going to do wrist health. We're going to work through our tabletop. We're going to work through and into our down dog if that's available for your body. And we're going to work on plank. Is there another pose that someone's like, oh, but I really want this one too? If so, unmute yourself or put it in the chat box and let me know. Extend the legs long, shake them out. I always like to give a little vocal therapy vibration here. You can wave your feet high to me. All right. So are we good with that? Those poses? There's nothing else that you're biting at the bit to do? Okay. Awesome. So I'm actually going to bring the computer down. We're going to come into our tabletop, stacking our joints. But before we do, let's see. I want to make sure you can see. Okay. So I want you to know that I took yoga for decades. And a lot of teachers, not enough teachers, but a lot of teachers say, wrist creases in line with the mat. All the things I say, stack the joints, inner elbows forward. But it's not, if we're not familiar with that, that's kind of, that goes in one ear and out the other, right? For me, it did for decades. I would find that sometimes I'd have a tweaky, if I practiced regularly, I would get achy elbow or achy wrists. And it's because I finally had this one teacher who was so, and she would break it down in class and come and like hold your hand and move it to where where that meant wrist creases in line with the mat. So it was like this big epiphany. And I teach 21 classes a week and I am injury free because I keep my body safe. I stack my joints for support. That makes sense to everybody, right? Okay, so when I say stack our joints, I mean that the wrist creases are under the shoulders. So I'll do it like this at first. So our wrist creases are either over the shoulders or behind so that the bend in the wrist isn't too severe. Like if I'm here, that hurts my wrists. So we come back and we decrease that angle of the wrist. Now, if you have sensitive wrists, they make these things called foam wedges, and you can get them, I think, on Amazon. And you will have that wedge here, and it will actually decrease. You can see how that would decrease the angle, right, of your wrist. Kind of help save. So that's always an option as well. Okay. So, and then the knees are under the hips. One thing that is common for us to do is to have the knees in a little bit more. So they're not under our hips and they're more under our bellies. So our torso is actually a little longer than we might think. So kind of play around with that and feel the difference, right? Bring the knees in and then bring them out a little bit, just playing around with that. All right. Okay, this is the big one. This is the grand finale of tabletop. I love yoga. It's so fun, right? Okay, so wrist creases in line with the mat. So I used to do this. Can everybody see my wrist creases? They look like the letter V. I don't know, wrist creases in line with the mat. Fine. Sometimes, depending on how I felt, they'd be out to the corners of the mat. I don't know what that means. Wrist creases in line with the mat. So the number 11, imagine that the wrist crease is a number 1 and the edge of your mat is the number 1. And align them so they are parallel to one another. Ooh, that's another good cue, right? Can everybody feel the difference? Can everybody see my arms well, my wrists well? So here, fingers are spread wide. We press in all the cushions of the fingertips, but really we press the most between the thumb and the index finger so we don't roll out onto the edges of our hand because that's where our nerves are. Okay, you got it? Are we stable here? And then we rotate the inner elbows in. This stabilizes our shoulder girdle. This is what stacks our joints. That's how we can stay safe, by stacking our joints. I have to just sit back because my neck hurts a little bit. So does everybody understand that? I want you to mute yourself and talk to me about that. If you have any questions, any epiphanies, if you want me to see you on the floor and move your camera specifically, but everybody who has the camera on looks good. Linda, you got this, right? You look good. Your arms, the inner elbows are forward. Yeah. So a lot of times we also have our stance too wide. Oh my gosh, can't even do that. You're compromising the shoulder girdle. That's why we say a direct line from the shoulder, the wrist crease comes right under. And then sometimes we're in. Oh, that hurts my shoulder already. All right. So do we have that? With this, now that we have our foundation of tabletop, now we can play. So we draw the navel into the spine. So sometimes it's easy to just drop the belly here, but we want to be engaged. So bring the navel to the spine, flatten out your back, roll the shoulders away from your ears, and then draw the neck in line with the spine, and your gaze is down at the mat. And breathe here, activated. Everybody here looks so good. Bring the navel into your spine a little bit more. See if you can shrink your waist. What's that cue I say? Like when you have a corset on and somebody's tightening it from the back. You know what image I get from that? Titanic. Remember Titanic when the mother was in the room and she was tightening her corset and she's like jumping? Anyway, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's take a break, come out of that for a minute, and let's roll our wrists. Roll our wrists one way. John, there's someone in the waiting room. I don't know if you want to let them in. Roll them the other way. So did anybody have any wrist irritation, any questions about tabletop? Because we broke it down. Okay. Got it. All right. Are we ready to move on? Before we do, let's sit up nice and tall. Come back into a comfortable seated pose, palms on the thighs. Grow tall. Next in line with the spine. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Lower the left ear to the left shoulder. And then draw that chin to the chest. And then bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Breathing deeply, take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the chin to the chest. Bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Take a deep inhale right here, rolling the shoulders back and down. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, right ear to right shoulder. All right, just kind of getting some movement in the neck, right? Because we're looking up. All right, from here, we're going to
I lost the sound.
We can't hear you.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Now
Yes.
we
We're
can hear you.
disconnected. We were disconnected. Where did I leave off? Where did I get cut off?
You're just going back to the map?
Okay, we're going into our tabletop. We're going to go from tabletop this time into down dog. Okay. So we are stacking our joints. They're very happy. Our wrist creases are in line with the mats, our inner elbows, our belly is in, the shoulders are away from the ears. And let's take an inhale first and drop the belly, lift the tailbone, the heart, and the gaze, come into a cow pose. So in cow pose, there is a tendency for the elbows to bend out to the side. That's why we have to actively keep the inner elbows reaching forward. From here, we take an inhale, basking in our beautiful cow pose. And then we exhale, begin to hollow out the belly, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, dome those shoulders, coming into your cat pose, pausing here, keep breathing. Keep rotating those inner elbows forward, hollow out the belly like you're scooping out ice cream. Yes. Breathe deeply. On your next inhale, move through tabletop, come into cow. Exhale, come into cat. 2 more times. Inhale slowly into cow through tabletop. And exhale into your cat pose. Inhale through tabletop into cow. And this time we will exhale, hollow the belly, come into cat, continue the exhale, lowering the glutes to the heels, coming into active child's pose. Right here, bend the elbows and begin to roll the wrists again. Gently sway side to side. If your glutes don't meet the heels, that's okay. Pause in stillness. We inhale, come back into tabletop. Find the foundation of your tabletop. From your tabletop, we will inhale, tuck our toes. We will rotate the inner elbows forward and press between the thumb and the index finger. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, begin to lift the knees off the mat, push the palms into the mat, pushing the chest closer to the thighs, rotating those inner arms forward, keeping the chest close to the glutes. Now, takes a lot of arm strength to be in down dog. So if you're in down dog for 2-3 breaths, and then you're done, you come back into child's pose and hold it. Pause in stillness, down dog. You're pressing between the thumb and the index finger, rotating the arms closer to the ears, right towards the ears. Take an inhale and we'll exhale, walk the feet to the hands. Coming into a nice forward fold, rocking side to side. Shaking your head, yes. Shaking your head, no. And pause in stillness. Let's take an inhale, find our half lifts. Nice flat back. Half lift, it's kind of like a modified tabletop, right? The neck's in line with the spine. You're looking down and exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees and bring yourself up on the inhale. And then exhale, prayer hands to heart center. And pause here. Pause here in mountain pose. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. If it feels good to roll your wrists, roll your wrists. Always taking care of our wrist and ankle joints. We are standing in mountain pose. Yes. Whatever you need to do with those wrists, ground your feet into the mat, breathe deeply, roll the shoulders back and down. Bring the neck in line with the spine and then draw the arms, the palms forward. coming into an active child's pose. I mean, an active mountain pose. Wow. Grow tall. Bring the tailbone towards the mat, right? So we're not overarching in the back. We have a nice long line alignment here. Knees are over the ankles, hips are over the knees. So from here, we're going to move through one half sun salutation. I'm going to move this so you can see a little better. We're going to move through one half sun salutation. And then we're going to plant the hands and we're going to step back into a modified plank. Your option is to come into a plank and we'll kind of play with that. But I want us to be mindful. So just stay in your mountain pose and we'll talk this through. When we're working through our half sun salutation, we're going to make sure that our knees don't come in or out. So you can take a block and place it between the knees. Or if it's helpful, if you don't want to move around with the block, which I totally understand, you have the big toes touch and a space between the heels. And that will help. The knees will be together and that will help keep our knees stable. So we'll move through our half sun salutation. When we get into the second forward fold, we will plant the hands. But when we plant the hands, our wrist creases will be in line with the mat, right? Because our wrist creases are in line with the mat for tabletop, for down dog, and for plank, right? And same foundation. We press between the thumb and the index finger. We rotate the elbows forward. That's the foundation we're going to take from the upper body when we step back to plank. Okay, we're good? All right. We're in mountain pose. We're smiling from the inside out because knowledge is power, right? And then we inhale the arms up and overhead. And we exhale, forward fold. We inhale, half lifts. We'll exhale, forward fold, plant the hands. Are they in line with the wrist creases in line with the mat? And step it back, all the way back. So this is a full plank with the knees up. The knees can be down in a modified plank. This is good. You're getting the benefit of a plank pose. Wrist creases are in line. You're pressing in the thumb and the index finger, and you keep rotating the inner elbows forward. Option to lift the knees up, but the moment you feel the engagement loss, the connection, and you feel the hips dropping, that's your stopping point. You're done. Take an inhale, exhale into child's pose. Roll your wrists. Okay, so we broke it down a lot. Do we have any questions? Some of you are frozen. Are there any questions about this? Okay, let's roll our wrists more. We're going to work through that one more time. So roll the wrists. This time, I would like to watch you. Okay? I would like to watch and see what's happening. Am I freezing for people as well? Because some of you are freezing. Okay, if I'm not freezing, great. John, am I freezing? Are we ready to work through another sequence? Okay, good. All right, my friends, find your tabletop, stack your joints, bring your camera. Yeah, Marianne, if you can lower your camera, that would be great. I could see. Just a little. Okay, you're in tabletop. Your navel is engaged. Ooh, you're shrinking your waist. Your shoulders are away from your ears. If your wrist creases are in line with the mat, take a deep inhale, tuck the toes. On your exhale, press between the thumb and the index finger, rotating the inner elbows forward, and then continue the exhale as you lift the knees, and push into the mat, your chest closer to your thighs. Once you are in your down dog, pedal it out. And then slowly walk the feet to the hands and come into your forward fold and sway side to side. Have the big toes touch and space between the heels to protect your knees. We will inhale into half lifts. We will exhale into forward fold. The knees are bent, the arms are out to the side. We inhale, rise. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Pause here for a moment. Ground the four corners of your feet into the mat. Release the shoulders back and down, engage the core. Roll the wrists. Let's love on our wrists a little right here. All right. So from here, we're going to come into a half sun salutation, move through our sequence of half sun salutation. The second forward fold is where we will plant the hands, align the wrist creases with the front of your mat, and we will step the legs far back into either a modified plank or a full plank. When you come back, another thing I want to talk about, when you come back, when you step back, oh, you're all up so you can watch me. So here we are. I'm in a forward fold. My hands are planted. My wrist creases are in line with the mat. I'm pressed between the thumb and the index finger, rotating those inner elbows, and I step far back. So notice my shoulders. My shoulders are over and maybe a little bit behind the wrist creases. We never want this. So in the moment we feel that loss of engagement, we drop the knees or we come into child's pose. Because once we lose that engagement, the work has been done. And now we just take care of our bodies, right? And if we keep trying at that point, we could potentially injure ourselves. So we just take it easy and take care of our bodies. So from our half sun salutation, we inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, mindfully plant the hands. See the alignment, and then step way back and decide. If planks are new to you, keep your knees down. That's okay. Planks are not easy. With the knees down, with the knees up, planks are hard. They're a full body workout. Wherever you are, if you're up, drop the knees, come into child's pose. Roll the wrists and sway side to side. And pause in stillness. Allow the elbows to come onto the mat or bring the arms down by the legs, palms facing up by the feet. If you need support for your glutes, put a pillow or a blanket between your feet. Otherwise, close your eyes and breathe deeply. There's a slight tuck of the chin to protect your neck. And just breathe deeply. Rock side to side if it feels good, relieving tension in the lower back. And then pause again. Allow the shoulders to relax a little bit more. One of the few times I will cue, let the shoulders round forward. From here, on your next inhale, come into an active child's pose, right? One last time we practice in this pose. We press between the thumb and the index finger. We rotate those inner elbows towards the ears and we push the shoulders away from the ears. This is active child's pose. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift the hips to the right and walk the hands to the left, giving your right side body a nice stretch here. So the glutes go to the right, the hands walk to the left. Bow your forehead here and just breathe deeply into the right side body. Staying just as you are, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. On your next inhale, walk the hands and the hips back to center. And then exhale, shift the hips to the left, walk the hands to the right, and tuck your chin and rest your forehead and breathe deeply into your left side body. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it slowly out the mouth. And on your next inhale, walk the hips and the hands back to center, sway side to side. And pause in stillness, press the palms into the mat and slowly, carefully walk them up to your knees. Come off of our feet and come into a comfortable seated position. Growing tall here, we will work our necks a little bit before we have our namaste. So we will have our hands on our thighs. We'll sit up tall, the neck is in line with the spine and the shoulders are back and down. Take a deep inhale, grow tall. And on your next exhale, lower the left ear to the left shoulder and make sure that that left shoulder didn't come up to meet it. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe you can support the head with the left hand and bring the right arm out and kind of circle it around, draw circles if that feels good. Getting a stretch in that right side neck. Nice and slow, right? Close the eyes and feel all the dynamic movements happening in your neck. Pause in stillness, place the hands on the mat and slowly lift the head up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, grow tall. And on your exhale, lower the right ear to the right shoulder. Option to support the head with the right hand. Option to bring that left arm out and draw circles or figure eights, whatever feels good. Nice and slow. Keep it low and slow. The breath is slow and deep. Take an inhale, pause, bring the arms back down, and then lift the head up. Right now, we're going to inhale, grow tall. And then we exhale, lower the chin to the chest. And we'll inhale slowly. Bring your gaze up to the corner of the room. And then we'll exhale, slowly lower the chin to the chest. And inhale, lifts. And this time we exhale, we stay parallel. Our chin is parallel to the mat. We bring hands to the heart center. We bow our head in reverence to our practice, to our commitment, to our health and well-being. Stay connected to the Ujjayi breath if it's comfortable. The eyes and the lips are closed. Just feel the connection of your breath in your body. To seal our practice together today, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. The divine light within me truly honors and bows to the divine light within you. Namaste. Now, if you could unmute yourself, we can have a communal namaste. And before I share my slides, I would love to answer any questions, get a pulse on how things were for you.
Namaste.
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 Thank you. Thank you. Okay, today, so I just want to say a lot of you were with me earlier and then you were with me today. So we have to stay hydrated and stretch, right? I mean, those are two. We did this class, holding planks and down dogs and even being in correct form and tabletop. It's active. We're activated our engagement of our muscles. So just love yourself today. Just give yourself some love. Would anybody like to share any of their experiences? Mary Ann, did it help you? Did it help you break it down and understand?
It did. The only thing is, I have a hard time sitting in that Indian position.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that helps that at all?
So have you used a couple blankets to sit
Yeah,
on?
and it's okay at the beginning, but if you sit there for any length of time, my legs don't like that. My hips don't like it.
Yeah, I understand. Then let your legs come out front.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just have the legs extended out, right? We don't want to strain our hips, right? So if you do it for a little while and you can do that for a few moments, and then when it starts to feel strained, extend the legs long.
Okay.
Great question. Anyone else? Did everyone get that? Everyone look good, right? The wrist crease is in line with the mat. You understand the trickiness of that?
Very helpful.
Yes. I shared my decade journey of not doing it right. And just to be that mindful, right? And once you know, because now you know, everybody here knows now the little details that need to happen, but now we have to be mindful and remember, right? So hold on, I'm reading. Okay. Okay, no push-ups. We're not doing push-ups. All right, but going into plank. Good, Pam. Good. Listen, holding plank is not easy. It's a full body workout. So if you can hold a plank, you don't have to do push-ups. You're fine. You're getting the work done. Trust me, you're getting the benefits of strength building from holding a plank. You don't have to do push-ups. I don't do push-ups in this class, in any of my classes here, because I feel like there's so much room for error for injury. So we don't have to do them. We have planks. If we learn how to stack our joints and be safe, we'll get all the benefits from push-ups without potential injury. Anyone else have anything they'd like to ask or talk about before I share my slides?
When you're doing the down dog, okay, when you put your legs back, they're separate. But then when you say walk your legs to your hands, and then you end up with that's when your big toe should meet.
Awesome. Good. Okay. So that's an awesome question. Right. So we're here. So you can see, right? So we're here and we're hip distance. Our feet are hip distance, right?
Right.
So when we walk our feet forward, sometimes I won't say anything, but I want us to come up. I usually do though, because when we walk up to a forward fold, just like our wrist creases are in line with the mat, I would love for our feet to always be like they have skis on. and they're the number 11. So we're not like this going. So we're in a forward fold. If our legs are out, look at my knees. Oh my gosh, they're so compromised, right? If our feet come in like this, which a lot of our legs do, and we're forward folding, our knees go in. So, and that's why I will often say, and I didn't, and you could have today, but it was like cumbersome because you're moving it in and out. Sometimes I'll have us put a block in so that we can really feel that, right? So it keeps our knees stacked over the ankles and over the hips. Does that make sense? So when we're flowing through half sun salutations, often I will say, put a block here. If we're flowing back into down dog, we're going back down on the mat. I will often say, have the big toes touch and a space between the heels, because that way when we're lowering, their knees are supporting each other. Does that make sense? And we're not going to do this and we're not going to do this because our knees are squeezed in together. Excellent point. Thank you for bringing that up. Did everyone understand that? Does that make sense? Okay. I will often say, like I did this morning, big toes touch, space between the heels, because we go down in the chair pose. And when we go down in the chair pose, I want to make sure that the knees aren't wobbling in and out so that we're safe. Okay. Thank you so much, Linda, for asking that question. That was a whole nother tutorial. I mean, these cues are essential for our safety. You can see the knees if we practice consistently over time and our knees are bowing in or bowing out, you can see how an irritation in the joint could happen, right?
Yes.
So that's why we try to keep block or the big toes touch or move mindfully when our feet are hip distance and making sure we don't bow the knees in or out. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for bringing that up. That was awesome. I'm so happy. Anyone else? Okay. I'm going to share my screens. If I can get my slides. Let's see what I got. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Uh-huh. Oh, there I am now. Oh, well, you're too late now. Okay. Get Set Up loves to hear your experience. You can email Liz at Get Set Up or go on social media. Here are other related classes, and here are some more of my classes. I teach 12 classes a week on this platform. Everything from yoga and meditation to cardio to everything you experience in this class and so much more. So take a look at the class descriptions, see what works for you. What I love about the Get Set Up platform is they give you 2 to 3 weeks out for you to schedule so you can have an opportunity to commit to your fitness. So please take advantage of all that Get Set Up has to offer. It's incredible. After this class, you receive notes, you receive other classes that you might be interested in, and you receive an opportunity to give me feedback. All your feedback has really helped me. Thank you so much. And if you have time, please do so. You can invite your friends and family. You can add them to the calendar on your desktop. You can copy an email and send it over to them once you register. And you can also send it to them through your mobile device. So we have over 500 classes a week. So please, please, please invite your family and friends to this platform. It's incredible. And I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Oh, here we go. All right, help@getsetup.io. That's your email. If you want to suggest a class that you don't see on the schedule, if you want to host an interest group, if you don't receive a recording of this class and you want to request one, you go to that email. And if there's an organization that you believe aligns with the Get Set Up vision and mission of improving and enhancing the lives of older adults, and you think they'd like to partner with us, please connect us with them. We are trying to build our partnership so we can keep growing and offering you everything that you want and deserve to have a strong, healthy life. And that's my spiel. Does anyone else like to share anything? We talked about the yoga foam wedges. If your knees bother you in tabletop, you can put a blanket or a pillow under, and they also have yoga pads for your knees. I don't use them because I have 2 mats and they're very thick, so I'm covered. But if I was going to a yoga studio, I always brought 2 mats with me, always, because my knees are, I don't want to hurt my knees. I don't want black and blues. All right. Anything else, my friends? Thank you. And
That's
namaste.
Namaste.
What? Thank you. Thank you, John. Does anyone have any questions for John? All right. Well, John, I really appreciate all your help. Pam, thank you so much. And all of us, we just got to keep showing up for ourselves, right? We just got to keep showing up. We got to keep enjoying the journey of living our best lives, because that's all we got. And I'm so grateful to be doing it with each one of you on this platform. Thank you so much.
Christina,
And hopefully else. Yes.
I
Laura.
have a question unrelated to the class itself, but over your right hand shoulder on the wall, what is that image that looks like a hand?
So it's a hand of Hamsa. So in Judaism, and I know it has different meanings for other religions, but in Judaism, it is the hand of Hamsa, like the hand of God. It's like a protector, a protection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it often have an eye in the center of it?
It can, yes. Mine does not. It has like a little, I guess it has a little crystal. Yeah. Yeah. Those are mosaics in the star. I used to volunteer for a nonprofit for homeless people, and they created these mosaics and would sell them. So those are the pieces that I cherish so much that they made me. So yeah.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you for asking, Laura. Thank you.
I love the heart somebody obviously wrote for you. I'm sure it has lovely things in it.
It just says love, 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 love.
Lovely things.
Because, right? Just lovely things. Yes. And then it's never stop exploring, and never let the things you want make you forget the things you already have.
Wow. That's heavy.
And and then this one at the end says, wake up, seize the day, go to bed, and repeat.
Yeah, I get.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, so thank you. All right, I hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much. Madge, you look very relaxed. Good for you. See you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Christina. And you'll see me
Bye-bye.
more often.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Namaste.
John. Namaste, Henrietta. I loved seeing you today.